Hello, Dr. Dennis, your certified high performance coach today. And we're going to end this first session on what we call the charge sessions. And it's on the 10 human drives. So I've got about 5 questions in the second part. So pull out your journal, your pen, and let's do this good work together. And I think I told you the other week about Brendan Burchard writing the book, The Charge, and how he was in a 4-wheeler wreck. And these very charges that we're going to go over are what helped him pull out of a difficult time. And quite frankly, it helped me pull out of a difficult time too when I was having financial challenges and watching one of my best friends go through the dreadful disease that's called ALS, so Lou Gehrig's. So our goals today are to identify where you're feeling caged, where you're feeling comfortable, and where you're feeling alive and charged, all right? And I want to introduce you to this framework again, and we're still, like I said, we're still on the first session of these charge sessions, which is in my coaching, all right? So if you're interested in my coaching, let me know. I do one-on-one, I do group coaching, and I'm also beginning of next year going to open up a group session coaching group where we'll be going over things too. But also another goal of this is to examine what makes you feel most alive and fulfilled. All right? And I want us to master our internal world. That's what this is all about. It's about being proactive, doing the work, and then getting the results. It's like doing the work has to come first. We're in such a drive-through satisfaction world where we can buy homes and we don't have to spend money to get them. We can get results without really truly doing the work or putting in that investment. But really, that's not the way life works. We need to invest in our internal world, and then we can have the good stuff in life. All right? So, like I said, grab your journal and grab a pen, and I'm going to go over these next 5 charges: change, challenge, creative expression, contribution, and consciousness. All right? And what I want to do is I'm just going to read the definitions of these. Don't get hung up on the definitions, and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 of how you feel you rate in those. And I want you to rate yourself how you feel like you've been in change, challenge, creative expression, contribution, and consciousness for this year. All right? And I want you to think about how do you want to start the next year with this too. All right? So, change. I try new things often. I'm always trying to improve many areas of my life. I don't fear change. I've made significant progress lately. I know what needs to change in my life, and I'm ready to do it. And that's change. So rate yourself how you felt like you've handled change this year. And then let's talk about challenge. I push myself at home and at work to be a better person. I often attempt difficult things. I look forward to a challenge. I make bold moves, and I bounce back after setbacks and stay persistent. Challenge. How have you addressed challenge in your life this past year? Have you welcomed it? And then creative expression. I show the world my uniqueness by sharing my real thoughts and opinions. I feel creative in what I do for work and in other activities. My home, office, and projects reflect my own style. I'm living my own authentic life. And that's creative expression. And then contribution. I feel my efforts each day are adding to something meaningful. I'm giving good things to the world. I sense my contributions matter. I find my work in life to be important and purposeful. And then consciousness. I feel present and mindful each day. I'm being conscious of how my thoughts and actions are creating my reality. I sense I'm connected to something beyond myself, or feel a high level of awareness, and that's consciousness. And of course, we went over these other 5, so make sure you go back to my last live session and go through those too. And the questions I'd like for you to remember on the last one is I asked you what you thought about the assessment, and did any of these concepts jump out at you? And we asked in the last session, to look at your highest scoring drive and ask yourself, why is that? What were my beliefs that led to that, my habits that have led to that, and my behaviors? All right? So I want you to do that again for this one, but let's get into the next part of this. And whatever we do for this, I want you to do for those in the last one. So I want you to ask yourself, what was the lowest score in these 5? All right? And why was it the lowest? And what were the beliefs that led you to rate so low? All right? And what habits and beliefs led to that? All right? And what habits, also you could think of it as what behaviors led to that? Did you not face challenge very well? Did you have a lot of blow-ups when you were challenged? I'm just using it as an example. But go through there, rate yourself on these 5 charges, and ask yourself, what is the lowest one and why is that? And then I want you to go through all 10 of these. And when you go through all 10, I want you to think about one thing that you could do, one belief, one habit, or one action step that you could do to raise each level another notch, okay? What's one thing that you can do? Or one new habit you can start? Or one new belief that you could have? Maybe it's a belief that you can handle anything that comes your way, all right? But go through those and do that. Once again, this is about working in our inner world. You know, I mentioned this before, but one of my best friends, Dr. Sean Pryor, it was 2008, 2009, and then going into 2011 and 12. I think it was even earlier than that, but I believe he passed away in 2011 of Lou Gehrig's disease. And one thing that led him to really shape up is his disease. And he realized it was time to take time and to be mindful of the way he was behaving inside of himself. And he counted it as a blessing because he realized his family, we all know our families, but his family was the most important thing. And enjoying the trip as you go. It's not just about the destination, it's the process. And it really made him sit down, slow down in life, and enjoy his journey. Okay? But we don't have to let life-threatening disease or wait till financial tragedy strikes or wait till our marriages or relationships start failing. We can step up now and change our lives today. All right? So don't let these old stories that when I get home from work, I'm too tired, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Make a step today. And if you need some direction, I want to give you my 5-step clarity blueprint for free, and simply click the link below in the featured link. No excuses. You can get that for free. You can take that out, and you can start getting clear about who you're going to be and end this year strong. Start next year even stronger and get some momentum going, okay? If you'd like to, you can simply text us 423-460-9757. Text us clarity, and that'll tell us that you would like to have this free 5-step clarity blueprint, and I'll send it over to you free. This is Dr. Howard Dennis, your coach today. Go out there and make a difference today in your life. Start today.